Okay, folks, this will be a challenging one. I don't know how this one's going to turn out, if we can make it look good. It's going to be a difficult one, but it could come up a treat. Okay, let's see what we have here. Something I found not far from where I work. It's a ruler, stainless steel ruler that somehow got bent in half. I don't know whether a school bully did it to somebody and they fucking thought it was a joke, but whatever happened, it happened, and it's just a real mangle. Gonna make this into something interesting nonetheless, if we can. Sorry I didn't show it properly on camera. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, that's come up looking really quite interesting. Yeah, I wonder if it was a bully who did that, who fucked it up. I know they used to fuck up some of my property sometimes. I remember one time I had some bubble gum stuck to my, in primary school, stuck to my school case, and I think it got stuck to my back. School was a horrible place for me, folks. I never liked school. I never respected, well, how should I put it, folks? I got on well with most of the teachers, but I didn't get on well with the students, and the students were they really knew how to make my experience of school even more miserable, even though I was struggling with the curriculum. And the teasing and the bullying wouldn't have helped with the concentration problems I had. I have disability. I had a cord around my neck and I came out breech. And I had problems with my memory, and that's come up looking quite interesting. I have problems with my memory, and it's really hard to remember things and to try and learn new things, and these bitches at school just made my ability to learn even more difficult. So really I didn't enjoy school. I didn't get any kind of sense of satisfaction from it on the most part. School was shit. And basically being disabled made my school miserable, and I was not diagnosed with anything, so the responsibility was put on my shoulders that I was doing the wrong thing and all that. I had a bad attitude to learning. Even a special school that I went to for temporarily wrote in my notes that I had some kind of problem with learning or something, or bad attitude. They were accusing me of being uninterested in learning, but learning's not fun when you can't remember things, or when you're being constantly heckled in the classroom as well as the playground, and you just can't fucking concentrate. And the thing was, I found with this special school was basically, they said that I was getting on really well. They were saying they seemed to think I was getting on really well in the being reintegrated into mainstream classes, but I wasn't. I was still being teased and bullied. Fuck it, it's like, fuck it, what were they thinking? So I'm just going to use this. I don't know if this is going to work, but basically I really got fed up with school and all the bullshit that entailed. It was a horrible place, folks. School never never rocked me. I never found it a rocking good place to be. I found it miserable. But I have to fucking move on and somehow forgive these bitches. As well as forgiving the system for not recognising that I had an intellectual disability, or a partial one. Had a quarter on my neck and I came out breech. And that would have fucked up my memory, my ability, and this has come up looking a treat. So it would have fucked up my memory, and it was really difficult trying to remember things and to learn new things. And I tried my hardest, even though I struggled to apply myself as much as they wanted me to. And how can you apply yourself when you just getting slapped down all the time? You know, when your brain just can't take the information, and you just scream out the words, I can't do it, it's too hard. And that was basically my circuit breaker phrase. Scream, I can't do it, it's too hard. And you know, it was really like, felt like it was really horrible trying to learn and not being able to absorb the information and being treated like you're a fucking troublemaker just because you're not learning and you're unable to take that shit in. How was I supposed to fucking win? How was I supposed to fucking get anywhere at school? You know, school sucked. Teasing, bullying, constant. Having bad school reports and feeling like you had to hide them from your parents because you knew you were going to get into trouble with your parents. And the high-functioning autism is another thing that they couldn't diagnose that back then because there was no such a thing as that as a diagnosis back then. It was just normal. There was only just normal autism. So I can't really tear strips off them for that. But basically, they treated me like I was doing the wrong thing, and it was really like not fair. But you know what could obviously they didn't know, and I'm still not diagnosed with the intellectual disability or the high functioning autism. So you know, but I consider the high functioning autism to be more of an asset rather than a problem now. So I do find that my passion for photocopiers would come from that aspect of my functioning, and basically I'm really proud to have that, even though I haven't been formally diagnosed with the high functioning autism. Haven't been formally diagnosed, but basically it's like I sort of almost know that I've got it, but I have to but I want to verify that. I'm a person who wants to verify things as authentic, because the kind of high functioning autism I have is very mild, extremely mild. Sometimes I could easily be passed off as neurotypical, but I'm not. I don't believe I am. That's come up looking quite interesting. But basically, yeah, I really wish I could get the diagnosis, because the high-functioning autism would have caused the teasing and the bullying at school, or should have, I say, made me a target. Should I say, not caused it, targeted, made me into a target. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 to get in touch with a lost partner called Luigi, and I'm hoping to get my diagnosis for high functioning autism through an expert on the topic. His name is Dr. Tony Attwood, and he's like one of the world's leading authorities on autism spectrum disorders. And he would, if there's anyone that's going to give me a positive diagnosis, it's got to be him, because he's the expert and he can do he can deal with extremely mild cases that really would typically fly under the radar. I did have a specialist assess me, but he didn't. He thought I was too warm to be on the autism spectrum. He thought I was too warm, so I've sort of shelved it since then, and I'm hoping to see this Dr. Tony Attwood, who's the world's authority on autism. So I'm hoping he can shed some light on this issue, and that I can move on and deal with things as they go. But yeah, they used to call high functioning autism Asperger's. So it was Asperger's was the original term for it, but they've changed it to high functioning autism. Whatever the name it goes under, it's still the same, folks. But it does help with the loneliness a little bit. I still get extremely lonely, folks, but at least I'm still able to focus on this task of putting together my TV campaign. We're using this photocopier and the equipment that I have with it, and it stops me from getting too distracted by my lack of a social life. Going to darken it a bit. It's a bit light now, but basically I'm trying my best. But I also have, as I said, I had an intellectual disability. I had a quarter. Did I just say that? I had a quarter on my neck and a came out breech, and it fucks up my memory. So I struggle to learn new things. I struggle to retain it, to absorb information and retain it, and it's a real drama, and it's a real pain in the ass, and I really hate it. But I have to live with it, and I have to somehow move on and not get too angry with myself or the people that hassled me and pissed me off. I really need to get in touch with Luigi, because I can't afford the cost of getting this diagnosis. I'm not rich, and I think clinical psychologists do charge a lot of money to have these diagnoses, which is a pain in the ass. Fortunately, I've been diagnosed with another disability that I can't talk about because it carries with it a load of stigma. But basically, it's something that has given me my Centrelink benefits, so I'm able to survive on this Centrelink, which I'm grateful for, even though I wish I didn't have to be on Centrelink. I wish I could be making money from my art. I wish I could make money from what I do here instead of I don't know how people can make money on YouTube. That's amazing how they do that. I don't know how they do it, but they do. Some people can just make money out of thin air. I don't know how they can do it, but they do it. But YouTube seems to change a lot of the rules from time to time, and some people have complained about it. I don't know how it all works, but it can be hard earning money off social media, even though it's helped a lot of people with their finances and with their interests. Even though YouTube does have problems, I still find it useful enough to get my stuff happening here. I just use it to upload to, and then I can download it onto my desktop and then make these downloads into material that goes onto a disc, and the discs get distributed to, in this case, Channel 9. So Channel 9 will receive these discs, and these discs, the resolution that download from YouTube is 720p, and it's a good size for my TV videos to fit them on the disc without having to convert them. It just automatically converts when you download from YouTube. That's how it comes. Sometimes I wish I could download it full res, 1080p, but I'm just happy with this way that it downloads. At least I don't have to fuss with it. But basically, yeah, school was a horrible place for me, folks, and I don't want to ever go back there again. I do think when I get the technology to fix my brain damage, if I can learn once again, I'd like to go back and do HSC if they have the technology, but that's another story, and that's come up looking quite nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.